it's really important to ensure that candidates are not accepting non-monetary benefits that would offend the Elections Act. I'll give an example. I'll give you a prime example. We had a candidate who was running in the Yukon, and that's a big electoral district. And the candidate and the airline company that serviced the Yukon, and the name now escapes me, offered to every candidate running, every one of them, 2 free one-way tickets to anywhere in the constituency so that they could take their message far and wide. And we had to decide, I had to decide, I won't say we because I have to make that decision as the agent, whether to accept that or not. The argument from the candidates was that it was going to every candidate. And I understand that, but that's not what the Election Act says. So I had to make the decision that no, we would not accept those airline tickets, even though everybody was going to get them, because it amounted to a non-monetary contribution, in my judgment. When all was said and done, I don't know how many candidates actually accepted the tickets or not. We didn't. But I think that it was clearly a non-monetary contribution. And I think, by accepting that, by making that decision, and also because it was a non-monetary contribution from a corporation, they were not even permitted to make a contribution of any kind. So despite the fact that it went to every candidate so it was fair, it didn't favor anybody, we turned it down. Now, the Act is very specific about that kind of thing, and the issue becomes, which is where the conflicts that the official agent winds up trying to juggle, is that it would have been good for the candidates to accept those tickets and gone to the far corners of the Yukon to take their message. It would have been good for voters. But that's not what the job of the official agent is. It's about adhering to the Act and making the best judgment you can based on the Act. So you need to bring to it you need to get away from the notion of wishful thinking. I want to do what's good for my candidate's campaign and do what's necessary to keep your candidate comfortably within the guideline, with the rules and regulations that are spelled out in the Elections Act. That's the job. And it needs to be done not with argument and not with cajoling and pulling arms and trying to force your ideas on people. Just being calm about why you're making the decision and what the provisions in the legislation are that underpin your decision. And you need to do that calmly, because all around you is a storm taking place. Everybody's trying to get signs up. Everybody's trying to get doors knocked on. Everybody's trying to get messages out. People are responding to meetings. People are worried. People are wondering what's going to happen. They're pandering about what's going on with other campaigns. You've got to be calm. You've got to be careful and make your decisions based not on your feelings, but on what's in the Act. And you need to do it calmly and deliberately and be able to explain it to everybody in the campaign, and particularly the candidate. And that's done by being calm and deliberate.